Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I'm Ashten, the face behind Ashten Stitches, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute flower granny square. Granny squares are super versatile. You can use them for a million different things like cardigans or sweaters. For this specific type of granny square that I have right here, it's going to be for a wall hanging. And what's really fun about making it into a wall hanging is that you can use as many colors as you want. You can do whatever you want with it. And you still have this really pretty flower right in the middle. Now, I would say that this is probably for my adventurous beginners. There are some interesting little stitches that we're going to be learning here for the flower, but otherwise it is very easy and it's very fun and quick to work up. So let's go ahead and get into the materials. For your materials, you're going to need any amount of colors that you want in a weight 4 yarn. I'm using a weight 4 acrylic yarn and I will be using 4 different colors. But you can use as many colors as you would like, or as few colors as you would like. You will also need a 5mm hook, a yarn needle, and a pair of scissors. And let's go ahead and get started. To start off, go ahead and take your first color, and we're going to make a magic ring. To make a magic ring, you're going to take the loose end of your yarn here, and place it in between your ring finger and your middle finger. Wrap it around. You're going to make an X facing you. Then you'll turn your hand, and then you will have parallel lines on the other side. Go ahead and take your hook, go underneath the first line, grab the second line, and pull that through. Go ahead and turn your hand. And then you're going to go ahead and grab all of these loops. Once you've grabbed all of the loops, go ahead and release your yarn. And then once you've done that, go ahead and chain 1. For this project, I like to do stacked single crochets, and there will be another version of a stacked stitch as well. If you don't like doing that, go ahead and just chain up 2. But a stacked single crochet is you're going to insert your hook into the stitch or into the magic ring, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's a single crochet. And then if you look at your single crochet, you have these 2 lines. You have a top one and then a bottom one. I'm going to insert my hook into that bottom one, which will be on the left. And then I'm going to do a single crochet into that. And that is my stacked single crochet. Now that stacked single crochet counts as my first double crochet. So now I'm going to place 11 double crochets into my magic ring. And that's going to give us a total of 12 double crochets. And a double crochet is yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So go ahead and continue placing your double crochets into the magic ring until you have a total of 12, with that stacked single crochet counting as your first one. So now I've done my 12 double crochets, and I'm going to take this loose end here and I'm going to pull this to tighten up my magic ring. So find that very first stitch and you're going to place a slip stitch into that. So you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through again. And that makes your slip stitch. At this point, go ahead and fasten off. Once you've fastened off, you can go ahead and weave in your ends. I always recommend that you weave in your ends as you go so you don't have to do it all at the end. I like to do a invisible join here just so that I can make it look nice, but you can weave in your ends however you like. So for me, an invisible join is we're going to make this stitch that we just made, our slip stitch here, a new stitch, and make a fake stitch over this one here. So I'm going to skip this stitch. I'm going to go into the next stitch from front to back, pulling that until it's about even in tension as everything else. I'm going to go through the front loop or the top loop of my slip stitch. I'm going to go through the back loop of the stitch that I skipped. And then I'm going to pull that through again front to back. So now you can see that I have made an invisible stitch, and then I'm going to go ahead and check that I still have 12 stitches. And then I'm going to go to the back here, and I'm just going to find some places for this to go. It's not going to matter too much what it looks like because we're going to be working into the stitches, but I like to do that anyway. So go ahead and weave in your ends however you like. And once you've done that, you will have just a little circle, and that is your round 1. So now go ahead and take your next color. I'm just going to be using white. And we are going to attach our new color into any of our stitches. So we're just going to go through the stitch. I like to place it right over my hook, and then I pull up a loop. And then we are going to chain 1. And now we are going to place a stacked treble crochet. So this is basically just 3 single crochets on top of each other. I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. So we're going to insert our hook into the same stitch that we attached our yarn. Yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 1. And if you remember from before, we have a top stitch and a bottom stitch, or a top loop and a bottom loop. We're going to go through that bottom loop, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And then we're going to do that one more time. So now we're going to look at this new stitch that we made. There's a top loop, bottom loop. We're going to go through again that bottom loop, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And that is a stacked treble crochet. So now into that same stitch, we're going to place a treble 2 together. So we're going to combine 2 treble crochets together. And how we do that is we're going to yarn over twice. We're going to insert our hook into that same stitch that we made our stacked treble crochet. Yarn over, pull through. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. 2 loops on the hook. Then we're going to repeat that. We're going to yarn over twice. Insert our hook into the same stitch. Yarn over, pull through. You'll have 5 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. Now we have 4. Yarn over, pull through 2. Now there's 3 loops on the hook. Then you'll just yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So now you should have your stacked treble crochet and then a treble 2 together. This basically is equaling 1 whole stitch, but it's 3 treble crochets together. So now that we've made our first stitch here, we're going to chain 2. And then we're going to work into our next stitch. In our next stitch, we're going to place a treble 3 together. So basically it's the same thing as the treble 2 together, but 1 extra step. So into the next stitch, we're going to yarn over twice, insert our hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops on the hook. Then we're again going to yarn over twice, insert our hook into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on the hook. Now we're going to do this one more time so that we can make our 3 treble crochets. So we're going to yarn over twice, insert our hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 6 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 5 loops, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 4 loops on the hook. And now you are going to yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. So now you can see that you have 3 treble crochet posts, but it's only counting as 1 stitch, and that's what we want. So now we are going to chain 2, and we are going to repeat the treble 3 together, chain 2, all the way around until we get back to the beginning. I'll show you again. So into our next stitch, we're going to yarn over twice, insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over twice, insert our hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then one more time, yarn over twice, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 6 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 4 loops on your hook, and then you will yarn over and pull through all 4 loops, and then chain 2. So go ahead and repeat that all the way around until you have 12 petals in total. And I will meet you back once you get back to the beginning. Once you've done your last petal, don't forget to do your chain 2. And then we are going to find our first stitch, which is our stacked treble crochet. And we're just going to slip stitch to join. Once you've done that, go ahead and fasten off. Make sure you weave in your ends, and that is round 2. Now for round 3, this is the round that we are going to turn this into a square. So go ahead and take your next color. I'm using this light blue. And we're going to attach our new color in any of our chain 2 spaces. Go ahead and chain 1. And then we're going to place a stacked single crochet into that same space. So we're going to place a single crochet, and then into that bottom loop, we're going to place another single crochet. So that is our stacked single crochet, which counts as our first stitch. So now we're going to place 2 double crochet into that same stitch. So go ahead and do that. So now you should have 3 double crochet with that stacked single crochet counting as 1 double crochet. Now we're going to chain 2. And I'm going to scoot these over, and we're going to work into that same stitch right here, that same space. And we're going to place 3 double crochets into that same space. Once you've done that, you should have in that chain 2 space 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. And that makes our corner of our square. Then we're going to go into the next chain 2 space, and we're going to place 3 double crochet. Once you've done that, into the next chain 2 space, place 3 double crochet. So we have now done our first side. So our next space, this chain 2 space that we're going to work into, we're going to place a corner. So to do that, we're going to place 3 double crochet into the next space, then chain 2, and place 3 more double crochet into that same space. So now you can see we have a corner here and a corner here with our flat side in the middle. So we're just going to be repeating that. So into the next 2 chain 2 spaces, place 3 double crochet. And then into our next space, we're going to make a corner. So we're going to do 3 double crochet, then chain 2, and then 3 more double crochet into the next space, or into that same space, I'm sorry. So there's our next side. Then into the next 2 chain 2 spaces, we're going to place 3 double crochet. And then into the next chain 2 space, we will place our corner. So we'll place 3 double crochet, chain 2, and then 3 double crochet into that same space. So now we just have one more side to do. So into the next 2 spaces, we're going to place 3 double crochet. Once you've done that, go ahead and find the top of your first stitch, and then just go ahead and slip stitch into the beginning there, and then fasten off. And then go ahead and weave in your ends. And that is your round 3. Once you get to this point, you're just going to be treating this how you would treat a regular granny square, by making your corner stitches and then going into the spaces in between all along the side, and then again into your corners all the way around, however many times that you'd like. Something that people tend to struggle with when it comes to making a granny square is making sure that your rounds are not turning. So to avoid that, what you can do is when you have done this row, flip your square over so that you're looking at the back, and then attach your yarn and work from the back. And then for every row, you'll just flip back and forth to make sure that you don't have any of your rounds spiraling. I'll go ahead and show you a couple more rounds just so you can get the idea. So go ahead and take your next color. I'm using this darker blue. And since I don't want any of my rounds to spiral, I'm going to flip this over so that I'm looking at the back. And I'm just going to pick one of my chain 2 corners. I'll go ahead and attach my yarn, chain 1 to secure, and then I'm going to make a stacked single crochet. I'm going to pull this to the back just so it's easier for me to weave in at the end. And then into that corner, I'm going to place 2 more double crochet, and that will equal 3 since my stacked single crochet counts as 1. I'll chain 2. And then into that same corner space, I'm going to place 3 more double crochet. Then I'm going to skip this first cluster here, and I'm going to find the space in between the next cluster. So you see I have 2 clusters here with the space in between. I'm going to work into that space and place 3 double crochet. I'll skip this cluster and find the next space, place 3 double crochet into that space. Then I'll skip the next cluster and find the next space and place 3 double crochet into that space. And now I'm at my next corner, so into that chain 2 space, I'm going to place 3 double crochet, chain 2, and then place 3 more double crochet into that same space. Go ahead and repeat placing 3 double crochet clusters into the spaces along the sides, and then into the corners, place 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, and I will meet you back at the beginning. And again, once you've gone back to the beginning, go ahead and slip stitch to the very first stitch, and then fasten off and weave in your ends. And that is your next round. Now you're just going to repeat that last round. So since we just did 1 row with the back facing us, we're going to flip it over again and do our next row. And you're just going to do the same thing. So you're going to attach your next color into one of the chain 2 spaces, chain 1, and place a stacked single crochet, which does count as your first double crochet. Place 2 more double crochet into that chain 2 space, then chain 2, and place 3 double crochet into the same chain 2 space. Place 3 double crochet into the spaces in between your corners. Then again into your corners, place 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet all into that corner. And then you'll just repeat the same process of placing your 3 double crochets into each space along the side and then doing your corner stitches all the way until you get to the beginning. Once you reach the beginning again, go ahead and slip stitch to join, fasten off, and weave in your ends. And there's your next row. So you're just going to repeat those last 2 rows where you're flipping back and forth, attaching your yarn in the chain 2 corner, doing your corner, and then going around all the way back to the beginning, slip stitch together, and then finish that row. And you'll just do that over and over until you get to your desired size. And there you go. That's how you do your very own flower granny square. You can make it as big or as small as you would like. I have one that is very, very large, the one that I showed right in the beginning. And this one's on the smaller side, but you can make it as big or as small as you would like. And it is a great piece to use for a bunch of different projects. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you have any questions, also leave that down below. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that big subscribe button down below so that you can be notified whenever I have a new video coming out, and also hit that bell icon so that you can always know when I have a new tutorial or a new vlog coming. Go ahead and check out the description box below to see all of my links so you can find out where I am on Instagram and on TikTok and all of that stuff to keep up to date. I am much more active on those socials than I am here on YouTube. If you want any of my tutorials in a written format, you can go ahead and check out my Etsy that is also linked in the description box down below. If you liked this video, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.